introduce yourself really quick and everything. It's really nice meeting you, first of all. It was so cool that Austin referred you and everything. And when I checked
Like,
out all the work, yeah, introduce yourself though.
yeah. Well, my name is Connor, aka Mouse Man. Or I guess mostly making music on the computer and kind of just, I don't know, just doing whatever I feel like interests me.
Yeah, definitely. You do a lot of live performances, it seems like. How'd you get into
Yeah.
like live performances?
Wait, what was that?
How'd you get into like putting your music out live and everything? Because you also have a lot of projects. You have like 18 projects, 18 releases out.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I kind of just like do stuff based on just however I feel at the time. But with like live performances though, I always struggle with it because like I feel like I should have a formula by now because I've done it multiple times, but I always try to do something completely different every single time I perform. So it's always just like usually me and Ableton just like trying to just like set some stuff up, that I can improvise with, and just try to make cool sounds. But it's always like yeah, it's always slightly different every time.
Yeah, definitely. I actually saw like I was trying to find you on the web before I found your YouTube, and then I was like, oh, and then I was watching your YouTube before this, and like, yo, the trash can treasure trove shit is so fucking funny to me. Like that shit is fire. That
Yeah.
shit is crazy. It reminds me of like I want you to check out my sister's like music. They do a lot of synthesizer music and everything, but it's like yours is like, yo, I was reading the descriptions and everything in Bandcamp. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, yo, my annual treasure trove dive, and then I go back to my penthouse. I started busting out laughing when I saw the penthouse line. So like, yeah,
Yes.
what got like the detail and the art? Where does is there any inspiration behind that, or is that just you just like, you know what? Like, is just that you fucking around low key?
Kind of just me messing around, to be honest. I mean, obviously there are like inspirations, like I don't know, because I guess that trash can treasure trove project or whatever. I guess was like one of my, I guess like first like real projects I ever made. It's like also funny because I barely think about that project anymore. But I guess at like the time, like I was really into like James Ferraro, and he's like an artist who always has like crazy long descriptions of just like detailed environments and like scenarios along with all his albums. So I was like, it was probably inspired by that or something, to start trying to do some little world building, but like not too much though.
Yeah, definitely. That's the fun with making stuff like that. It seems like you definitely build your own world, or you kind of like take like deconstruct it a little bit. I've seen your recent projects. I forget the name of it, but I definitely seen some more like deconstruction and everything. You know what I mean?
That's kind of how it's been like the last few years. I feel like for me, like honestly, like I kind of be thinking like too little when it comes to the world right lately. Like I just be presenting stuff as it is these days, and like not really trying to force things too much.
Yeah, so like definitely the product of what's going on around you, because it's kind of, it is kind of like a desolate time, you know what I mean? A lot going on and too little going on all at the same time. I want to dive into your name really quick, Mouse Man. Where does that come from? And it's so funny. I watch your live performances and people be screaming Mouse Man. It's the funniest shit of all time.
Right, it is real funny. So like this name, like, or I was just like making jokes with my friend in sixth grade, and then he just like said Mouse Man, not like calling me Mouse Man, but like Mouse Man in the context of like the joke we were making, and I don't even remember what it was. And then like, or like when you're in middle school, you gotta make an account for something, you gotta think of the username, and I was like, oh, I don't even know. I guess I'll just do Mouse Man. And then it's just like been like that ever since. And it's really funny you say like the people screaming and stuff. Like I feel like 50, like more than 50 of the percent of people I know in real life just be calling me Mouse Man all the time. Like all my best friends just call me Mouse Man. And there's like people who didn't even know my name for months because people only referred to me as Mouse Man. It's like actually so funny.
Yeah, that is really funny. And you're not. It doesn't seem like you're a short person. You're not. You're not a mouse for real, right?
Yeah, I ain't a mouse for real, but
That was
I've
just
like
from
thought
my
about
perspective, just by seeing videos of you. I was like, I don't think you're that short. You know, it's like I don't know where this name came from for real.
like I've kind of like reflected on it a little bit because it's like one of those things where it's like I kind of chose it just because of the funny name, but I feel like it can like apply to a lot of different things, like because my main like I guess my main tool is the computer, right? So I was like, oh dang, I could be like the mouse man, or it's like there's like that saying, it's like, are you a mouse or are you a man? I forget what the that in details, but I guess like I don't know, I guess not being scared and things like that. And I was like, maybe I could, I don't know, I'm like a little bit of both, maybe, you know?
Yeah, applying mottos to your art. I just talked to an artist named Aaron Shine, who's like really, he's a rapper, so he's like super into lyrics and everything. So he's like talking about his mottos and, you know, like the definitely like some things replay in your head when you're like creating and everything. But also to
No,
the silliness of your projects, like yo, the lemur project, for example, like there's definitely just a lot of silliness with your art, and it's like it's fucking awesome though. I love it so much. And then it
yeah,
like
yeah.
it kind of it just perfectly goes with the like the visuals. Like where does your visual inspiration come from? Because you're definitely like
Uh,
a musician. Your music is really complex, really good and everything. But then the visuals is like the side part, it seems like. And it's like, it's so good
yeah.
in of itself. I love it.
Dude, visuals is weird because I don't know, like I feel like a lot of the art I like the most is always like stuff that's like serious, but it's always like slightly goofy at the same time. But I guess like when it comes to making the visuals, I guess it's like a lot of it's just like being on the internet for so long that I just be like kind of just like throwing crap together, you know? And like I feel like that's like kind of good too, because like it like again almost like we said the lyrics, like it almost like creates just like weird associations between like different things, especially like when you start using the same visuals a lot. I don't know. I kind of just like, bro, it's really hard to describe. Like it's just like there's just certain. Just depends how I feel at the moment, I guess.
It's like a frequency that you just align with. I definitely see it in your work. It's like very like for example, the red dots all turning blue. Yo,
Uh,
I was like
okay.
I definitely understood that. I was just sitting there looking at that like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that video was. I know that was a lemur video, right? But like that red dots all turn blue and stuff like that was like because I was like when I was in like science class or something, and the teacher had us like working on like these online science simulations, and like I just really loved the visuals of those science simulations because it would just be like some clip art stuff, you know, and it's just like these complex ideas like simplified into like these like really simple, like almost like cheesy forms. And I just like that so much, you know.
Yeah, it's a whole time capsule low key. Like just a part of the internet. Like not only the internet but just like analog instruments, you know what I mean? It's just like a whole aesthetic in of itself. I want to talk about you're from Seattle?
I'm not like from Seattle, but like Seattle greater area
Yeah.
is yeah,
So like Washington State.
yeah, like King County, that whole area.
How was it growing up over there?
I feel like where I kind of like the area where I live because it is like a suburb, right? And it's not really connected to like any town in particular, but it's like it's close enough to Seattle. I can like go there for a day, but it's also like close enough for all the nature stuff. Like I can go there for like a day too. So like it was always kind of nice being able to like bridge, like be like a bridge in between like the country and the city almost. Which I guess is almost like that's kind of like what the classic suburb goal I guess is
A
when they
hundred
start
percent.
doing that back in the day. But I don't know. I guess yeah, I just like the area where I live, especially like Washington, because it's just like there's a lot of focus on like nature here. So there's just like so many trees and whatnot, and I just love being surrounded by all the green stuff.
Yeah, honestly, it seems awesome. That's all you hear about like Seattle, that type of area, like that and the weather. Does the weather like is it pretty gloomy over there?
Yeah, it's like mad gloomy right now. Like the
Yeah.
area where I'm in right now for school, like there's just like a gigantic flood just like a couple blocks away from me.
Dang,
Yeah,
that's
it's
crazy.
like constant during these winter times.
I want to ask, what's the connection with Tiny? Because that's my connection to
Uh,
you. Austin, the drummer, was like, you have to interview Mouse Man. And I was like, you
yeah.
know what? I guarantee I'll ask Mouse Man and get an answer at least before I drop the interview. So I just had to be a man of my word there. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know like Tiny too well, like as a band, but like I played a show with them and they was really awesome and I really liked their band a lot. And I guess we have like a lot of mutual friends because like that's how that show like ended up making being made. And yeah, that's basically it. Just like playing shows live together and just both being like, oh, I guess both of our music is dope.
Yeah, y'all have two different music too, and I totally understand because like I said, my sister makes very similar, like similar, not the same, but like very similar music, and they open for sometimes like heavier, like louder per se. Not really louder because it's just as loud, but like more. I don't know what the word. You know what I'm saying though. Like they be opening it up for different genres and different types of things. Do you Is that how it ends up for you? Is like it doesn't. It's not really like a ambient show where like you know what I'm saying. It's more just like friends.
I've played like a few shows like that because like I know like a lot of people in like the Seattle noise music scene. So like when I do play a lot of shows, it is kind of like with like a lot of people doing similar things. But I have played a few shows where it has been like a mix of genres like that one of Tiny. And I kind of like that because it gets like people from all these different places intermingling.
Yeah,
And I feel like that doesn't really happen, especially in like the experimental music world, because like everybody I know kind of like I mean, all the experimental music people I know are like very open minded and they like so many different types of music, but not that many people like the music that we make. So we end up just like staying by ourselves and stuff. I feel like, yeah. It's also the one funny thing because you got me thinking about like shows. Like I did play at like a rap show one time a couple months ago. It was really funny because it was like a punk rock bar and they did not like us at all. We were like barely any crowds came and they just sort of like eyeballing us like the whole time. And but that show was good though.
that's really funny.
Yeah,
Is that the one that like I think I watched a video of that? You like chase people with the pitchfork for the first half of it. I saw a
bro.
video like it said like the first half of this performance he was chasing around rappers with the pitchfork. I don't know what I was like vaguely reading the corner of the video.
That might be my friend. Hold on, let me look this up on YouTube real quick. That might be my friend Ben's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because he also just be like making up stuff too.
It was
Because he
funny though. No, but your performances are sick. I remember this one where you just kind of kneeling and the speaker was in the corner, and there was like two people standing or sitting right in front of the speaker, and one of them had a football, and I was like, "This is very,
yeah,
very interesting."
bro, that was probably my favorite show I've ever done. That was like in my friend Silas's garage in Seattle, and yeah, everybody just chilling in a garage, you know, just
You said
listening
at
to
the
music.
end it was awesome. You were like, "I think that's it," and then you got up, and everybody was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
That was so funny because I was like, oh, no one liked it because it was like silent for a split second. Then afterwards, like all my friends like came up to me and started like hyping me up like crazy.
No,
It
that's
was really
fire.
funny.
Do you
But I
make
always be ending things like that, just being like, okay, I think I'm done now. Because like I don't want to just like walk off all mysterious, you know, like
like you're still gonna be right there and everybody's screaming your name and everything, so you're just like might as well just be like, alright, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? But would you say you make music for your friends a lot more so or for yourself or who do you make music
Um,
for?
I'm probably mostly myself because it kind of did start off as like a very solitary thing at first, but like the past year or so, I've definitely been making music with friends like a lot more, and which I like a lot because like I met a lot of people through college who have like very similar interests, and it's kind of cool like me building like a in-person music community because it was very much like a by myself like online thing only for me for like years. So I'd say I make like a mix of both, but it is definitely more focused on my own interests though. But I always like sharing stuff with people,
Yeah,
even
I
if
feel
I'm
like
not even interested.
if someone makes similar like music or whether it be any type of art, you kind of just go, you know what, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, but it definitely seems like it is a very solitary like thing with you. Do you I see like Ableton, like use Ableton. Do you use
Yeah,
analog too? I saw something you post about analog synthesizers. Like,
yeah.
what do you like to use? What do you want to use? You know?
Um, yeah, I used to. I think gear is really cool. Like I like the physical gear, but I always just gravitate towards the computer these days because it's so flexible, you know, with all these digital synthesizers. Like I can just like whip up like the crazy sounds I've ever heard in like a matter of like minutes, and it's like kind of harder to do that with physical stuff. But there are like a lot of very like specific sounds you can only get with physical stuff, so I always like it that way. But yeah, definitely like computer stuff. I want to get more into like coding music related things.
Yeah.
Like I've used this program like Super Collider, which is like a text based like coding thing for music and synthesis stuff. And where it's pretty cool, but definitely takes a lot of time. So I've never like dedicated myself to it like crazy yet. But I'm starting to gravitate towards that stuff more, just so I'm not like stuck in the box with like something like Ableton and whatnot, because it kind of like confines you to like a time, like a very specific time and stuff. When like Super Collider can be like as flexible and as abstract as you want, you know.
No, I get exactly what you mean. I remember Sean had a project using, so it was like ceramics of mushrooms, and then it was raspberry Pis inside of the mushrooms with speakers in each of them, and they had like their individual codes and everything. So it gets intense, but it's like the coolest thing of all time once it comes out because there was like
Yeah,
21 little mushrooms all playing their own little rhythm.
yeah.
Yeah, but any oh, I wanted to ask because we were talking about Seattle and everything. Any connections to Detroit? That's where we're based and everything, you know.
You know, I really wanted to talk about Detroit because one of my favorite music genres is like Detroit techno.
Oh yeah?
So I'm always thinking about Detroit a lot, and I've never been to like the Midwest or like that like Rust Belt area, but like it always kind of like sticks out in my mind as like a almost like a symbol, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's
It's like with
definitely
how
art, like one of the fourth coast, as they say, or whatever, like the Great Lakes and everything, like all the states around that. Yeah, it's definitely a whole different type of time. I've never been over west, so you know what I mean. I have it's probably both different worlds to each other. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But yeah, Detroit techno though, like what artists specifically?
or like Carl Craig and Juan Atkins, he's like the guy who's like I guess credited with like making techno and whatnot originally. Um, there's like a lot of guys like there's like Ron Trent who's pretty good. I think there's like Robert Hood also, Eric May, Eric Saunderson. I think it's Eric Saunderson. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's like a lot of good stuff, you know. Like I feel like I don't end up listening to like any one artist in particular a lot because I'm like usually listen to like DJ mixes or compilations and stuff like that. But yeah, I really like Detroit techno. Oh, actually, I just remember my favorite, like Drexia
Jax, yeah, I was
from
gonna
that.
bring them up. I'm so glad you said
Bro,
that.
Drexia is the best in my opinion.
Yeah, that underwater
Yeah.
world journey or whatever it's called. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but oh my gosh, that shit is a trip in of itself. Yeah, definitely
Or I
can
love,
see the not the inspiration or the influence, but I can definitely see like you listening to that type of music, and then like I can see it in the art that you make and everything.
yeah.
In the future, any projects coming out? Anything like anything?
Um, yeah, I guess I'm like always posting like random stuff whenever I feel like it. Like yesterday, I just like on like my second SoundCloud account, I just like posted like three random things. Like none of it's really like that finished or anything, but I just feel like putting stuff out, you know.
Yeah, I did see
Uh,
that.
Another thing too, like I don't know, there's a lot of musical ideas I've been toying with in my head that I haven't like been able to put out yet because I think it will take a lot of work, but hopefully an album sometime in the next 6 months, like a proper album. Because I feel like my albums in the past they aren't proper. They're just like to me, I'm just like putting a bunch of random crap together. But like I've had like a really intentional idea with some things, but I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know
storytelling.
how. Yeah, it's like hard too because it's like I don't like forcing music related things. Like I don't know if I will end up making this idea or not. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about saying like what you're gonna create, because you will have a bunch of ideas and then you don't know what you'll end up putting out. Do you only make music? Obviously, you put work into the visuals of your music and everything, but is there any other like just little like off arts that you do? Any side quests?
I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a few things, but I feel like I can't remember. I definitely focus on music the most. I keep thinking about trying to do more art stuff, but I haven't really like committed to that too much yet.
Do you go to school for music?
And I don't. I was about to, but I didn't want to like pigeonhole myself into the music school stuff only because it's like
Understood.
very time intensive. But I don't even know what I'm gonna do school for because like I just like too many things. But I've been thinking like art history and stuff because I feel like that touches like a lot of different topics that I like, you know.
100%. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, music school can be draining. Sean goes to music school, and it's like they're just at the point where they're just like, I can graduate. I'm right at the end of it, but it's just like, what's the point when I've made like the connections and everything? It's a lot to it. Like, it's just every individual's journey. Don't worry. Look at this cat right here. Cam mind your
Yeah.
business. You got cats or anything?
No, I'm like actually allergic to cats, but like
What?
I love cats though. But I guess there's a dog at my parents' house.
Oh, that's super cool. I gotta ask, I got long hair. It's tucked back here. It's like down to my belly button. Where'd the hair go? I saw it a second ago.
I don't even know. Like I had my hair like long for like years, and then I was just like, I just couldn't think of like what haircut to get. Like it's like I need to get a haircut, but like I don't know what it is. So I was like, you know what, like full reset time. But I was like doing that in like elementary school and middle school too. Like I'd grow out my hair like incredibly long for like 2 years, and I just like give myself a buzz cut. Uh, but I need to figure out a haircut, or maybe I should just like, or I guess I'm like on my just letting stuff happen, you know, time and
Yeah. How do you learn about, like you were saying, coding and all that type of stuff? Do you just YouTube University it? Like, how do you learn it?
yeah. I was like YouTube university, that super collider stuff.
Yeah.
I've taken like a few computer science classes in college, but it's like another one of those things where it's like I don't really want to do computer science as a career because I don't really like for all that tech like overlord evil stuff. But like I love computer science as like a topic though, and I love it as like a form of like making things an expression. So like I like learning it, but Definitely not a career though.
Yeah, it's definitely like one of those essential things, but like a lot of the essential things that we have, it like somehow gets like tormented, and then it's like, what the heck? It's like you'd think that like there's a lot of things you could go in depth about, like healthcare, all that type of stuff, like all the essentials that go around, like they somehow like get taken over and like make everything impossible. So yeah, the tech world is just like, whether it's the start of that, it's definitely like a lot to unpack once you get into there. It's, yeah, I definitely understand that. But YouTube University ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like I learned mostly everything through YouTube, and there's like, I don't know, like Harvard posts their lectures on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like you could learn anything on YouTube. It's crazy. But what do, or you said you were undeclared for, my bad. I forgot you said that. But not looking for art school or anything, like uh more live shows going on in the future and everything.
Yeah, I think I might have maybe two in the next month that I've
Yeah.
not prepared for yet, and maybe one in like a couple more months. I don't know when though, because that band Birdhouse, who organized the show with me and Tiny, they like asked me if I want to play again,
Hell yeah,
but I
they
don't know.
Austin shouted
But
them out. They seem like an interesting band. They're from Bellingham? Am I tripping?
yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's
I,
where I'm at. I'm in Bellingham right now for school, and I'm like good friends with the Birdhouse guys. They're awesome.
very cool, very cool. Hell yeah. Is that in Oregon or Washington? I don't know the area at all. I'm obviously all the way over here in Detroit.
Yeah. Bellingham's in Washington. It's
Oh,
like an hour away from Canada.
oh, okay, for sure. That's very, very, very cool. But yeah. Any other? I wanted to ask more about musical inspirations and everything. Like Brian Eno at all? You into Brian Eno?
I like Brian Eno, but I feel like I haven't really listened to him that much other than like air music for airport or whatever.
Yeah. What's your big
But
music inspirations then?
dude, I feel like recently like the band Odd Tecker, I guess it's not a band, it's just like two guys. But Odd Tecker, that's like funny. I feel like I listen to Blade a lot, which is kind of funny. uh but just like I don't know, there's so many things that I like. It's hard to choose.
Yeah.
Definitely Odd from them. I like Aphex Twin a lot too. They kind of fall in similar groups with Odd Tecker. But I like James Ferraro a lot. But I don't know if I'm necessarily inspired by him musically that much anymore, though. He's like one of those guys like I obsessed with like 4 years ago or so.
Yeah. Comes and goes
Definitely
with
like
some artists. Like you listen to them for a year nonstop, and then it's like it's just like a part of time.
exactly. I feel like there's like some things I've really liked a lot recently, but I can't think of them right now. I like a lot of like stuff in like the computer music world, which is just like people just trying to just do crazy stuff with computers. Not necessarily like any songs or anything, but just like let's how do we just make crazy sounds?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of which, like on your Instagram, like new song one, new song two, new song three, new song four. I fuck with that shit. Yo, the doors creaking and stuff. I was like, whoa. I totally understood. Like, yo, that is the coolest shit of all time. Cause like it'd be like that. Like that's the coolest shit of all time. Do you like I know there's that, but I want you to talk about that. I don't mean to get off track, but do you keep a field recorder or anything like that?
I do. Where I used to field record like a lot, but I don't really do that anymore. But I honestly should because like a lot, like some of my music goals is just like start making electronic music that just sounds like field recordings, even though like it isn't. Just like pure synthesized environments. That's like my I think like my main artistic goal in my brain. I should definitely be field recording more though.
But you kind of are with the videos though, so it's like, you
That
know,
is true. Yeah.
yeah.
I do that a lot. Like if I'll hear a cool sound, I'll just be like, oh, I gotta like record it on my phone. It's like funny though. A couple of days ago, I was just like scrolling through my camera roll, and I was like, why did I record this video? It's just me holding my phone at like some wall, and then I'll like unmute it, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's why I recorded it because there's a crazy sound there."
Yeah, that is so fucking funny. But also speaking of the Instagram, I'm like, how many days till the end of the year? I can't wait for the Geico lizard. Geico lizard inbound. I was like,
Dude, it's like
why is the Geico lizard like repeatedly on your page when I was looking
I'm
at
sure
it?
it's like, uh,
Yo. Yo, I love that
uh,
shit. It's crazy.
and I don't know why. Like, dude, that's like another thing. It's just like the Geico lizard is just like a symbol to me at this point because I've just used it for so long. But like that all stemmed like it was like around that period of that time. Like I went to my aunt's new house. She got like a new house, right? And in the garage, like there was just like a Geico lizard figurine, like stuck in between like the cupboards. Like there's two cupboards like this, and it was just like shoved in the middle. And it was like, and I just asked my aunt, like, could I just take that? And she's like, yeah. And then I brought it home, took a photo of it, and I like took out the white, like the whole background, so it's like the picture of the figurine only. And I've just been like posting that every year.
Oh, that's a
And
photo you took. Whoa.
yeah,
I thought that was like
that's
clip
what makes
art
it
from the
funny.
internet. Whoa.
Hold on, actually, let me go grab some real quick.
Whoa. Live in action. That's fucking insane. I'm glad I brought this up.
Bro, I got the boy right here.
Whoa. Whoa.
So yeah,
Happy New Year.
it's just one of my favorite objects, I guess, and I just like be posting it.
I expected it to be like a little bit bigger than that. That is hilarious. No, that's
Yeah,
gas.
it's like funny because some of my friends are like, "Are you gonna post it again this year?" And I was like, "It's like one of those things I just do for fun." But I like surprises me that many people end up like resonating with like some like random bull crap, you know. And then like
Yeah,
other friends are like,
definitely. And
"Gotta
like
post it again."
sometimes it's frustrating. Like I get that because I hate not I hate to bring up my sister so much because I love my sister, but they were talking to me about this. Like I'll like have a live show and then it was just like not a lot of people there, and then I'll post on the internet and people will be like, oh, da 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 da, like it up and like interact with that, and it's like as funny as it is, sometimes it can be frustrating. So I definitely understand that. I didn't think about it from that perspective at all.
No, it is interesting because like there are some times where I'll just post some like actual random crap. Like for example, like not like I shouldn't be calling it crap because it's like it's not it ain't that bad, you know, it ain't that bad. It's like everything's enjoyable in different ways.
Yeah.
But for example, like that Lemurian healing thing, like with DJ powers and whatnot. Like I posted that as just like a jam on the keyboard, and I like all the music, right? And I kind of present it in a funny way, and I kind of just post it and forget about it. But there's like a few people I know who like always reference that album to me, and they're always like, "Dude, I just be listening to that all the time," and I'll just be like going out my day listening to it. I'm like, wow, I'm like surprised because like I barely even think about that, you know?
Yeah. It was kind of just like the off track, like the effortless type of vibe, but then it sticks to it. And then like really with that album, I it's the one that really like burned into my brain when I think of your music, like the visual like hit. And then when I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm one terrified in a great way, and two really excited because I'm like, what could this possibly unfold to?" And
Yeah.
yeah, I was nonetheless surprised. You know what I mean? I love all the videos. I really just figured out your YouTube. Like I finally found it. I don't know why it was so difficult, but I really started watching it right before this interview. But like everything I've seen so far is like what?
Or I'm pulling up my own YouTube because I don't even remember what I posted on there.
It's
I
like
should make more videos though, because I feel like I don't know. I get ideas, but I don't act on them. But I should be acting on them more.
yeah, that's always the cool parts of creating and everything. And we can definitely talk about like how is your creative flow like you said you're working with with others lately, but definitely with
Yeah.
yourself. Like, do you do it like literally every moment, or is it kind of just like whenever you feel like it, or like how do you go about making stuff?
Kind of whenever I feel like it. It's kind of annoying. Like I definitely should be working on like because there's a few songs I've been continuously working on for months now. But like a lot of stuff I post is usually stuff I've made like in like maybe an hour or two. And I feel like I don't know, it's like weird. I don't know. I guess it depends. Like some things I'm like, nah, this is a special one. I gotta let this one marinate. And other things I'm just like, yeah, this is good, but I don't think I need to work on it anymore. So I feel like it kind of just like, yeah, it just depends on how I feel.
I really appreciate your time and everything because it's very funny, like doing interviews like this. Even with Austin, it was like, and a couple other artists I've interviewed. It's like sometimes you realize like, oh, there's a certain element to like, oh, this is very like I'm just trusting somebody, like hopping on a call with them and everything. So like I super appreciate your time, and like it's also very random the connection because Austin just
Yeah, yeah,
brought you up. I don't know if you watched it, but Austin was just like,
yeah. I would love it.
it's like you gotta interview Mouse Man. I was like, oh, interesting. Wrote it down immediately. I was like excited about it. I was like, oh hell yeah. So I really appreciate for you trusting me on the whole creative aspect and everything. And maybe you got anything to say just about like creating with people over the internet because it's such an easy tool. You know what I mean?
Um, I feel like I don't know if I create over the internet too much, but like I'm definitely always just like hitting up random people like on like SoundCloud and Discord and whatnot. And yeah, I mean that's where I've like made like a lot of my original music communities was like always through like online circles because like people in real life didn't like share the same goals, I guess, for a period of time. And it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of nice because like in the past year or so, like a lot of the people I met online, it was also like weird coincidences where it's like, oh, you live like 30 minutes away from me. And so now that online community is now becoming like real life. But yeah, I like working with people over the internet though, because it is so easy to just be like, hey, you want to do something? Okay, send me stuff. Send them something. They send it back, and it's like, oh, cool, we just collaborated.
Yeah. And then not only that, like the tools to make the art that each of you is making is like 10 times easier to demonstrate it to others. Like I was making like a film storyboard like and sending it to someone, and I was just thinking like, wow, this is probably so much easier than like 50 years ago. It was probably like so difficult to even just like get an idea across to somebody else. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, it's like there's not really any physical like boundaries anymore when it comes to like that kind of stuff, which makes it like really flexible.
Yeah, definitely. One of my last questions I have is, do you have any like I have like a random idea to throw out there because I got a great friend named Crying Fossil who's like a really interesting rapper from Detroit. And I seen their show recently and they were like, I'm gonna try something new. Let me know if it's stupid. I was like, okay. And they like it was like this whole set like where they like laid out like a little rug and then they like gave everyone a bullet and
Ew.
like had like a gun too and like was like there was like blood involved. It was like it was very theatrical, you know what I mean? Do you have any like I tell like you're the people be engaged with your sets clearly. Like do you have any intentions to be like allegedly you were chasing someone with the pitchfork, so like, you know.
But, I do think about that. I actually been thinking about it a lot recently, like how to add more elements into live shows because it's like I feel like anybody can just like listen to music like anywhere these days on like devices. So it's like now for a live show, like I feel like I should be providing like a little bit more. And
Yeah.
especially one thing I've been thinking about a lot too is how with like listening to music, there's usually just like two speakers, right? But like when you have everybody in a 3D space, like at a live show, like you could have sound coming from all over the place and like create like something like way special that they can't necessarily get on their headphones. So I've been thinking about doing stuff like that with live shows and also theatrical stuff too. Because like the next few shows I'm playing, like it's gonna be around Christmas time. So I've been thinking about how to do like some like weird, like messed up Christmas themes. But like I don't know what I'm gonna do though.
Yeah, it's all gonna be impromptu as it should.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that. But anyone you want to shout out from like the scene? Anyone you work with? Anyone like anyone you want to shout out before?
Um, or I feel like there's so many people to shout out, but the main guy I will shout out is my friend Jack Icy. He's got a lot of, or he's got like a million different names though. So I'll send you a link to his stuff
There'll
later.
just be a list at the side right here.
But also, who else? For a Strange Pressure Vessel. Shout out Strange Pressure Vessel.
That's an awesome
And
name.
for a shout out Wisecrack and shout out Thetamancer and there's too many people and Stylus and Mino Yim and Bug Bus Piano and millions of other people. Yeah.
Yo, there's so those are all like the plethora of names you already had. It was awesome. Like each individual one is like I wish I could ask each like what the heck? Like that's crazy. But yeah, it
Oh,
seems like a
wait,
really cool music scene over there. But you were gonna say another one?
yeah. Shout out Boss Core. I should say that the group as a whole.
Nice. Hell yeah. Seems like you got like a lot of inspiration from like not only music you make, but like other people's music too. So like would
Uh,
you ever make other type of music?
yeah, I really would like to make a lot of more like acoustic music with like acoustic instruments, not doing digital stuff. Because there's like a lot of experimental music I like where it is kind of just like random objects making noises, like not even like some synthesizer stuff, but just like people just like just exploring the material world through really strange ways is I guess the best way to put it. And like I really get inspired by that stuff, but I don't have like the resources to do any of that kind of stuff right now. So that's like definitely something for the future.
Yeah, something to
Yeah.
just plan and just like let it resonate, and then YouTube University might teach you how to do it or how not to do it. I totally understand that. And then even with like that type of stuff, like I used to play saxophone growing up, and I always want to like pull it back out and like try and like record some like really random stuff. So I totally understand like just in the future, having things on
Yeah.
the back burner and all.
Like, actually reminds me, I have two piano albums posted on Bandcamp.
Oh
They're
yeah,
just like grand, and that's it. But I don't know. I don't do that too often though, because the recording process is kind of annoying.
of piano recordings.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to matter too much because like one of them is just like a crappy field recording, and like the other one was like I went to this college and like my professor like we like helped set up like a crazy like sound recording system with like mics everywhere and make it like real pristine and stuff. But yeah,
Nice, nice, nice. All right, though. I really appreciate your time and everything. And like, again, like
yeah,
it's very, very like the trust again. I really appreciate your trust because it's very random, and I always think about that and go back and forth where it's like, wow, this is crazy sometimes, but not crazy all at the same time.
or exactly like I feel like that's how my musical I guess now I shouldn't say career, but my musical journey has just been like that so far. Just like just hitting up random people and then like just the magic happens and all the connections build and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's the coolest part about creativity. Like at one point I didn't think of myself as a creative, and then I'd never realized that you could apply yourself in that way and then create connections with people through being creative. Like it's just something that didn't resonate with me yet, and just stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this for example is like just lets you know like we don't even make music together, but we're like doing something together still, or like spotlighting your art or whatever it may be, you know what I mean? So it's just very, very cool. But yeah, I appreciate you. It's so crazy. It's like what is it, like 4 p.m. over there?
Yeah, it's like 4:50 right now. Yeah.
Is
Or
it
it's like
pitch
there
black
was it for you?
outside?
Wait, I'm gonna do the math in my head. Is it 7:50?
It's yeah, yeah, exactly. It's pitch black outside right now. and has been
First,
for.
it's like, bro, I can't turn my laptop, but
No, you're good.
yeah.
Don't worry about it. But I'm gonna hit you up and everything. Yo, again, like it's your art is so cool and everything. I'm gonna definitely stay tapped in and everything. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I'll catch you later.
I appreciate you doing the interview. My
Oh yeah.
first.
No